What's up, Bulls Nation? It's the Bloody Horns podcast. I'm your host, Justin, here to give you the daily content. Today, obviously, we are talking about Andre Drummond, a.k.a. Wilt Chamberlain, with the way he played last night. He was amazing. He was flat out amazing. And I put a poll up a little earlier today. Should I talk about Andre Drummond or Kevin Durant? I have a Kevin Durant video ready to go. It's titled Kevin Durant Sucks, because this whole situation, he's really the only one to blame, but he likes to blame everybody else. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Andre Drummond, and he was flat out amazing last night. We need to give that man his flowers. He's been written off by a lot of people in the NBA, but last night, 24 points, 25 rebounds, 5 stocks, that's combined steals and blocks, shot, 83% from the field. He made a huge difference, and it made me wonder what would Vooch look like if he hung around the rim more like Andre Drummond does. Because how many times did Kobe drive or DeRozan drive, and instead of having their center out at 3 trying to space out, Drummond was right by that hoop and they just gave him a little dump off pass and he slammed it, got the easy 2. So it made me wonder what Vooch's game would look like if he was more paint centric, which is something I've been saying for a while. But Andre Drummond was flat out amazing last night. And he's been in the league for a long time, so it feels like he should be older than he is, but he just turned 30 years old. You could argue he's in his prime right now. Most guys, 30 is kind of the end of that prime. Prime is kind of, 27 to 31, 32-ish, depending on the player. So he's in his physical prime right now. He's playing a little bit smarter. We still saw some boneheaded decisions last night, but that's basketball, man. You can point to any player on the court. I mean, look at how many boneheaded decisions Trae Young made last night that potentially cost the Atlanta Hawks the game with his shot selection in that second half there. So with Drummond, I don't worry about some of the mistakes. I focus on the highs with him. And the highs were really fucking high last night. That he looked good. That was the best performance we've seen from a center this year. Vooch had a 2020 game earlier this year. I believe we still lost that game. So Vooch's 2020 game was a little bit more of an empty stats game, where Drummond's game last night, there were nothing empty about those stats. We really needed him, especially when we went to Terry Taylor, who at the backup 5, who's only 6'4". You can't really do that against the Hawks. The Hawks have Okongwu and Capella. They have one of the most formidable 5s in the league when you pair them together. So those dudes, I believe they combined for like 25 and 13 together last night, something like that. So they're a very formidable duo, and the non-Drummond minutes really hurt us last night, but Drummond was so good that he was able to make up for it when he was in the game. So what do the Bulls do going forward now? There's going to be a lot of chatter that we got to start Drummond over Vucevic. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there is no universe where that happens. You can argue Drummond is the better center. You can go find some old tweets of mine last year when I was at my end with Vooch, and I was definitely yelling that. And that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is Drummond's on a minimal contract. Vooch just got paid a new contract, $20 million a year. So you're not going to bench your $20 million a year guy for the minimum guy, even if the minimum guy is outplaying him and arguably deserves it. That's just the politics of basketball, man. And we all kind of know Nikola Vucevic. Look at earlier this year. Look how he was acting those first 10 to 15 games when Zach was taking control of the ball. His usage rate was through the roof. DeMar's usage rate was through the roof. Vooch really wasn't getting the touches that he was supposedly promised in the offseason. Vooch had the worst body language those first couple years. So how do you think he's going to react if he gets resorted to a bench role? He's going to be downright unplayable. We've seen him check out before. If they bench him, he's going to check out again. But the Bulls can actually look to the Atlanta Hawks when it comes to how they should divvy up these minutes. Because Drummond right now, he's getting, 12, maybe 15 minutes on a good night. It's been a big sticking point in my 5 keys to victory videos that Drummond needs to play at least 15 minutes tonight. Look at the Hawks. The Hawks have Clint Capella, who's a very capable starting center. He's not a great center. He's not top 10, top 5 range, but he is a very good, capable center, somewhere in that top 15 range. He's going to screen hard. He's going to rebound hard. He's going to do what he does. Onyeka Okongwu, very good, young, up-and-coming center. He needs his minutes. You look at the Hawks. Last night, Capella played 27 minutes. Okongwu played 21 minutes. That's a good way to kind of divvy up those 48 minutes. I would love to see the Bulls do something like that. We don't need to play Vooch 34, 35 minutes and give Drummond the remaining 12 to 13. We need to get more of that kind of split where Vooch is starting. He's playing his 28 minutes a game. It's going to let him be more efficient too. Drummond's efficiency stats are through the roof, and a big part of that is because he's on such a low minute that he has energy when he comes in the game. He's trying to prove himself. So in those 10 minutes, you know, his efficiency stats are through the roof. If we got Vooch's numbers a little more down to that 28-minute range, we would see his efficiency stats shoot up too. He'd have fresher legs. He'd be making better decisions. The defense wouldn't be able to get such a look at him. It would just be better for the team. So if we got Vooch right around 28 minutes a game, Drummond's at 20 minutes a game, I think that would divvy up the minutes a lot better, put less of a burden on Vooch, and allow him to cook in those 28 minutes a game. You know, you get Drummond playing 5 minutes a quarter. That's a pretty easy way to hit those 20 minutes and give Vooch that rest, especially because Vooch is old, man. Vooch is what, 30, 32, 33. He's been in the league since he was 19 or 20. We should be saving his legs, especially at his size. You know how big men tend to age. So Drummond was amazing last night. His new nickname for me is Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going to call him Andre Wilt Chamberlain Drummond. Played out of his mind. I would love to see more of Andre Drummond, but we're not going to see Andre Drummond start, unfortunately. So if you're not hitting that subscribe button, please do. Appreciate all of it. If you're not following on Twitter, it's at Horns Bloody. Shoot me a follow. Let's talk basketball. We got the Pacers tomorrow night. That's a huge game. I'll be back here with the 5 keys to victory tomorrow. Take it easy, Bulls Nation.